Okay everyone, hello and welcome to July in the Equestrian Academy. If you've been with me for a few months, I hope that you're feeling great. I would love to know about your progress, so please post any photos or any updates or any thoughts that you're having on the programme so far in the Facebook group so I can have a read. And also remember that I'm always in the Facebook group, so if you have a question or you want some advice or support, or you want to know how this is related to your riding, just go over there and ask me a question and I will respond right back. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for signing up for the Equestrian Academy. I hope that you love your time in here, and if there's anything that you want to see in here that's not in here at the moment, just shoot me an email at info@eventingfit.com and I will try and make that happen, because I really want this membership site to grow and to be something that you guys are proud of, but at the same time keep the cost low, the commitment low, and keep it really simple so that it's not too fancy. So if you are new here, great. What happens in the Equestrian Academy is that we all start on the same programme. So once June is finished, I archive June and then we pop on into July, so that everybody that signs up to the programme is in the same point. Now if you don't go anywhere, you can get your previous programmes over on the Facebook group, but obviously once you leave the Facebook group, leave the Equestrian Academy and leave the Facebook group too. But then if you are joining us and you've been with us for a long time, obviously you can save the programmes as you go along. So July is going to follow the same theme as the last few months, because what I'm trying to get in you guys is a little bit of adherence, a little bit of consistency, and get you used to some of the key exercises. So we're changing up a little bit so that you see some progression and that so that you can switch up your programmes, but keeping the format the same so that you know what to expect. So the only change for this month, really, I mean there are changes in the programmes, but the change in the format is you've got two options here. You can either do each rep and set. So a rep is the number. So if it said, for example, 4 times 10, that would be 4 sets of 10 repetitions. So a repetition, let's say bicycle, is a single. So this would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you take a minute's rest, or 30 seconds rest, minute's rest, and then you do that again. And you do that 4 times round if it was 4 sets of 10. So you can either do it that way, so you do one exercise followed by another and you're resting in between each set. Or what you could choose to do is do all of the exercises in like a set. So for example, let's say resistance 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exercises. So you could do all 5 exercises, then take your 1 to 2 minute rest, and then do all 5 exercises again. Why might you want to do which one? So if, for example, you might want to do straight lifting with rest in between if you are looking to improve your strength, if you have a bit more time, you know, and those sorts of things. Whereas if you're looking to lose a bit of fat and you're short on time, you might choose to do more of a circuit-based option. So I'm going to leave that to you this month. Now you might get confused, for example, so some things have 4 sets of 10, some things will have 3 sets of 12. That's just a guide in terms of what I've done is I've tried to put the strength-based movements at the top and then the more accessory movements at the bottom. But if you choose to do it in a circuit, I would try and stick to 4 sets of like a 10 to 12 rep range. But if you're doing straight strength work, then stick to the repetitions that I have given you. So for those of you that are new, we're going to follow a 3 training day week. I've suggested you do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but obviously you can do it on any days that suit you. Try to have a rest day in between if you can, but don't worry too much about it if you can't. It's better to get them in than worry too much about the sessions. I have used pieces of equipment, so for example in this workout I've used a band, I've used a dumbbell and I've used a kettlebell, but some people do get creative and use water bottles, and if you want advice for different exercises, if you just give me a shout, I'll give you an example of what those different exercises could be. So you just give me a shout and I can give you alternative exercises. So on Monday, or on the resistance session 1, we've got a resistance workout followed by a bit of a finisher. So it's a 5 rounds of 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So it's quite short and sweaty. So in those 15 seconds, you're going to give it all your all on the exercise, and then you're going to rest. So you're going to have a weights-based session and then a little bit of like a cardio finisher. And then on the second day, you've just got your weights followed by some mobility. And then on your third day, you've got some weights followed by some low intensity, steady state cardio. So that might be a long walk, it might be a run, it might be like 20 minutes on the cardio machine. So whilst you also watch this video, have a look at the notes below because it will be a bit clearer there as well. That is what I have set you. Now some of you are following like a 0 to 5k, or you might be doing like other training around it, and that's fine too. You know, my typical training week looks like 4 to 5 sessions of like cardiovascular work, so that can include predominantly running and cycling. So I usually do 2 to 3 cycles and 2 to 3 runs, so about 5, and sometimes I throw in a swim as well. But I also do 4 to 5 weightlifting sessions on top of that, so you don't have to worry about doing too much. This is like the guidance minimum that I would suggest. If you can do 3 sessions a week, I think it's a really good habit to get into. That said, if you can only do 2 sessions a week, do 2 sessions a week, that's absolutely fine as well. And I know some people will do like resistance 1, resistance 2, then resistance 3, then resistance 1, then resistance 2. So they'll do like resistance 1 and 2 week 1, and then 3 and 1 in week 2, and then 2 and 3 in week 3, and so forth. So I would still encourage you to try and get all the workouts in, just because the programme is balanced in that way. But I would, you know, if you could only do 2 a week, 2 a week is better than 0 a week. Whereas if you're trying to do a 5k as well, you might want to do 2 weight sessions and 2 runs, and that's fine as well. So like I said, this is the guidance I would give you to improve your riding. What I'm trying to do here to start with is improve upper back strength, release the hip flexors and the chest, and strengthen up the glute and the hamstrings, so that down the line you will become more symmetric and your posture improves, and so that we can start to look at functional rider specific fitness as we go through the programme, and as hopefully some of you start to build up a little bit of home-based equipment. Now you can do this in the gym as well, and if you know what you're doing, then that's fine. So for example, if you know that you can do, you know, a split squat with a big bar on your back, then that's absolutely fine. So I'm trying to cater for like the general population here, but if there's some of you that are more experienced with your lifting, again, don't hesitate to ask me what your variation could be, and I will give you that situation for you. So yeah, that's July in the Ride Strong Academy. So we're going to try to do 3 workouts a week. We're going to try and get our mobility in at least once a week, but what I would like to see you do, instead of a specific warm-up this month, I would like to see you do that hip release mobility before every workout. So instead of doing like 3 minutes foam rolling, you might do a minute of, and this will all make sense when you look at the workouts, but you know, make that last 5 to 8 minutes as your warm-up, so don't spend too much time in it, and get used to having a bit of a mobility flow. So you know, foam rolling sense fascia latae, foam rolling out the quads, doing some hip flexor stretching, and then some dynamic mobility, and then you can go into your program. Because the sooner you get used to doing bits of mobility, it becomes part of your lifestyle, and you're not having to like sit and foam roll for like half an hour every day. So I'm trying to encourage a bit of mobility. We're working specifically on the hip flexors now. We're going to probably move to chest and shoulders, while still including hip flexors, but moving to chest and shoulders a little bit as the program progresses. And then you should start to see improvements in posture, functional strength, and then we can start to move forwards into August and September's programming and really start to ramp up the specificity. So like I said, any questions, just head over to the Facebook group. Otherwise, I'm really excited to have you here, and I'm really excited to see your progress. Lastly, if any of you are confused about the plank, because it will say things like 4 times 75% of your baseline plank, we are doing a plank challenge at the moment, so we're trying to improve our plank. There is evidence-based research that I have put out in conjunction with my PhD that shows that elite riders have a superior isometric trunk strength, so we're trying to like simulate that. And so what I want you to do, if this is your first month in the program, is to do a plank test, and then I want you to record your time, your maximal time, before your form goes or before you voluntarily collapse. Write down that time, and then let's say it's a minute, you're then going to take 75% of the minute, and that's going to be your 4 reps 75, or if it says 2 times 100, then you're going to do 2 lots of 60 seconds. For those of you that have been in the Ride Strong Academy for a month or more, can you please retest your plank and let me know on the Facebook group if that has got any better. So anyway, I will stop rambling now. I hope you have a fantastic month. The weather is getting brighter here in the UK, even though it's been raining literally for the last month. It seems that the last week in June and into July, we're going to start to see some sunshine, which is definitely making me feel better. So wherever you are, I hope you'll have a lovely July, and I look forward to catching up with you throughout the month.